Assassin's Creed Odyssey is hands down Ubisoft's overlooked masterpiece. Now, by masterpiece, I don't mean it's perfect. It has many flaws. But in terms of content, gameplay and detail, this game is incredible value for money. But in a game of this size and scope, it is so easy to feel overwhelmed and be unsure of what to do first, where to go and what to prioritise. So today, I want to make a few quick soft suggestions of things that you should do first before leaving Kephallonia and after heading out to sea. So first of all, here's 2 things you should do before leaving the first island, Kephallonia. If you aren't playing on easy mode, then you definitely want to make sure that you have mastered the basics of the combat system. This might sound obvious, but what I mean by this is becoming a parrying and dodging expert, knowing when and how to be stealthy, learning to use Icarus, when to use certain skills, and even when to make a tactical retreat. Even on the first island, combat can be challenging, especially when you get to Ithaca, and before unlocking a few essential abilities. Parrying can stun enemies and give you a few seconds to hit them, while a perfect dodge can slow time. What combat skills you unlock with your first ability points comes down to your preferred playstyle, but one skill you should acquire first, regardless of whether you want to be an assassin, hunter or warrior, is Revelation. This skill allows players to summon Athena's sight to reveal secrets. What this means is that you can deploy a kind of pulse, which highlights nearby loot, passages, chests and tags enemies. This is an essential ability which, in the previous game Origins, wasn't an unlockable skill. Instead, it was available by default, but not this time. Kephallonia is a good place to initially stock up on basic supplies needed to upgrade gear, of which you will need an insane amount of throughout the game. I highly recommend being at least level 7 before heading out to sea, and you should upgrade your gear to match your own level if you haven't already. Kephallonia is crawling with deer that can be hunted down for soft leather, and olive wood can be found all over. You will also need a lot of iron, which can be found all over on the ground too and inside caves. Another great way to get these resources is by dismantling unwanted gear rather than selling them. I would definitely spend some time just collecting these basics before heading out, because not only does your gear need upgrading, but your new ship will need lots of upgrades too, and the more basic materials you have on hand, the better. In my previous Things I Wish I Knew video for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I said that people should upgrade their gear to their current level every time if they are struggling, but you certainly don't have to do that. But leaving Kephallonia is the perfect time to upgrade your gear if you haven't already, to prepare you for the combat challenges ahead. After leaving Kephallonia, rather than uncovering all areas of the map by hitting all sync points for easy XP gains, it would be much wiser to segment your exploration. This game is so huge, and if you invite too much stuff to do at once, then you are going to feel overwhelmed very quickly. It's better to just stick to the areas that the main story takes you to until you are prompted to head to Athens. These areas will have an appropriate recommended level that should increase in tandem with your own character level due to the level scaling. You will unlock important gameplay mechanics by doing this first and rack up some ability points through levelling up, and you will have acquired a lot of loot. Once you're prompted to head to Athens, this is a good time to take a break from the main story. Head to other comparably levelled areas such as Locris, Skyros, Malice, Andros and others. Obviously avoiding confrontations with any special higher level combat challenges you might encounter on your travels, such as the Lightning Bringer bounty. Just pay attention to the recommended levels and you'll be fine. This is a good approach when tackling quests also. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is well known for handing players multiple quests for every single quest you complete. It's kind of seen as a joke or meme within the gaming community. In light of this, it's best not to accept additional quests unless you intend to complete them. For example, you can pick up additional world contracts from message boards in each town. Some are timed quests and some aren't, but they don't have clutter your quest screen. And that's not even considering the naval contracts you can accept from the message board on your ship, or any extra DLC quests. Genuinely, this game is a nightmare for people with OCD. You have to be okay with leaving things unfinished and kind of cluttered for a long time. If you try to accomplish every task as soon as possible, then the game turns into just an endless task of systematically checking off list items, which isn't fun for anybody. There are a few skills that I would definitely prioritise after leaving Kephallonia. You will now encounter more enemies with shields, which is why I would highly recommend prioritising unlocking the Shield Breaker ability. This skill can be found under the Warrior skill tree as a tier 2 ability that enables players to pull enemy shields out of their hands and hit them with it, dealing 150% warrior damage. Although you can use heavy attacks to break enemy shields, this skill is a much better option. The next useful skill I would unlock is Second Wind, which is a tier 2 warrior ability that grants the user 25% health upon use, a percentage that increases the more this skill is upgraded. This can truly be a lifesaver. Next, I would look into skills that can help you when you're surrounded by enemies. While the Spartan Kick ability is excellent, the tier 3 warrior ability Ring of Chaos is much better for stunning all enemies within a radius and dealing damage at the same time. If you prefer a more stealthy approach, then Vanish is a good alternative, located under the Assassin's skill tree as a tier 3 ability. This is basically the deployment of blinding dust that stuns enemies for 6 seconds and allows you to run away and once again become anonymous to continue being stealthy. The final skill I would definitely prioritise is the tier 3 hunter ability Rain of Destruction. This ability is great for all players regardless of whether you like being an archer or not. It's extremely useful. Rain of Destruction allows players to deploy a volley of arrows that rain down on a group of enemies within its radius, dealing 300% hunter damage. You can also use this ability to maintain a stealth position and force enemies to flee, which manipulates the group into separating, making them easier to assassinate. Not many people know this, but when you get to Phokis, which is your destination after Megaris, there is a wonderful place called Pharsalos Fort, where loot infinitely respawns. It's a huge fort too, so you can literally just kill all the enemies and continuously run around the fort collecting the loot. By the time you get from one end of the fort to the other, the loot will respawn. It's wonderful. Sometimes this does happen in other locations, but I have found that this particular fort is a reliable place to farm respawning loot. Whilst in Phokis, be sure to visit Oikos of the Olympians to trade in any orichalcum ore that you may have acquired for unique gear. He is located near the ship dock in Pilgrim's Landing, and it's worth visiting him now and again to see what new stuff he has on offer. And that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this video. Obviously there are things you should do first whenever you explore a new island, such as hit the synchronization points to unveil the map and check out the question marks, but I didn't want to make this video too basic. Happy to break things down further for people if demand is high enough though, let me know in the comments. Anyways, I do hope this video has helped people. I've been Heather at Amalgamingle and thank you very much for watching.